Hey there, ACH 100. We're going to start going over information for your final project. Um, the first part that we're going to go over is the site information, but the final project goal will be to analyze, design a small house for, and create a permit set for the property at 720 Florida Street in Lexington, Kentucky. Let me get this out of the way. Okay, we're just going to go down through what's in your folder and discuss how to use these tools to analyze your site. So the first link is to Mapit, which is the Lexington Fayette Urban County Government Mapit site. And we're going to go over here and type in 720 Florida Street and click here, and it'll take us there. We're going to zoom in. We can see that it's an empty site with buildings to the left and right of it. It has an alley access behind it, Ellesmere Alley, and Florida Street in the front. So if we go over here to look at the information, we have parcel information. Tells us a little bit about it, just what tax district it's in and a PVA number, should we need to look it up at the PVA. The zoning information is what's really important to us in terms of our design. So we're going to click on that. And it says that this property is in zone R3 or residential 3. And here is a link to the zoning ordinance. So if we click on that, it will take us over here. And it will tell us the intent, the principal uses, accessory uses, conditional uses. What we're really looking for are the site parameters. So what we need to know is minimum lot size. Well, this lot was created prior to the zoning ordinance, so this does not apply. This neighborhood was created prior to the zoning ordinance, so this frontage number does not apply. The front yard setback, however, does apply, 20 feet. A minimum side yard of 5 feet, unless required by, that does not apply to us. Minimum rear yard of 10 feet. And a minimum open space according to Article 20 for open space regulations, and a maximum, this does not really apply to us, I looked at that, maximum lot coverage, though it does, of 25%, and a floor area ratio of 0.75, and a maximum height of the building of 3 stories up to 40 feet. And we will have to provide a place for off-street parking. Since we have an alley, this is great. We can park in the rear of the property. So this is the information you need to glean from your zoning ordinance. So we can go back here to map it, and we're going to measure this property. So what we can do is go up here to our ruler tool. We'll close that out. Pick our ruler, and it's measuring in feet. We'll come over here to this property corner, click here, we'll pull it in this direction, and it's going to read 100 feet. So we'll say that's 100 feet, and then we'll go in this direction, and it will be 34 feet. So 34 by 100 are the dimensions of your lot. The dimensions of the lot to the left look like they're also 34 by 100. Let's clear this out, and let's measure the one to the left, because we're going to have to build this property and this property to help us know what to do on our property. So let's measure the width of this one. Clear that out. Measuring tool. Ooh, 18 feet. That is a narrow lot by 100. 18 by 100. Okay, so that's giving us the information we need from there. Keep that in mind. We're going to go back here. This is a link to the zoning ordinance if you can't get to it through Mapit or need it for some other project, but there it is independently. And then Fayette County PVA, I had asked everyone to create their own account and log in. So I'm going to go up here and log in and log in. And then we're going to do a search. And there is no building on our property, so we don't use this for our property, but we do need it for the adjacent properties, and I'll show you why. Let's go back here to map it. The adjacent properties are 724 and 718. So we're going to go up here and we'll type in 718 first, Florida. And if we click there, there we go. That's the little adjacent property, and it tells us all sorts of things about it. And what we're looking for is the footprint. So that little shotgun house is 14 feet wide and 46 feet long. So when we go to make our massing model, remember that. It is 14 by 46. Now let's go back here. We will type in 724 as the other address, Florida Street. Click there. And that is the property to the left of our lot. And we'll scroll down here. And here is the footprint of that one. So this is the house. This is the front porch. And this is the rear porch. So let's write this down. 24 by 44 are the dimensions of the house. And then 8 by 24 is the front porch. And 6 by 8 is the rear porch or rear stoop. Okay. So that's good site information. We'll go back. We'll go back to here. I think we've gotten all the information we need from there. Let's go over what a floor area ratio is, because it said that we had to have a floor area ratio of 0.75 for this lot. So a floor area ratio is a measurement that compares the size of a building's floor area to the size of the land it is built on. It is calculated by dividing the total floor area by the total lot area and is usually expressed as a decimal. FAR is often used in city planning and zoning regulations, and municipalities set maximum FARs for different areas, and these requirements vary by type of property. For example, industrial properties typically have lower FARs than office or multifamily buildings because industrial structures are usually single story. So this is what we have to figure out for ours. We know that the floor area ratio is 0.75, and we know what the total property area is, so we need to see how big of a building footprint we can have, gross building floor area. So here's what those calculations look like. Let me enlarge this a little bit. So we know we have an FAR of 0.75, and we're trying to find out how many square feet we can build on that lot. And we know that the lot is 34 feet by 100 feet, so it's 3,400. So solving for x, we get that x equals 2,550 total square feet allowed on the lot. Now, we're only allowed to cover 25% of the lot according to the zoning ordinance. Remember that? So we know that the lot is 3,400 square feet times 0.25, and that gives us a footprint of 850 square feet for that lot. We also remember the front yard is 20 the rear yard is 10 and the side yards are 5. So this is all good information to have in one place when you go to do your site plan work. So 2,550 total square feet with a footprint of 850 square feet. Close that out. And that is all we were doing for this week, was learning how to use these tools and how to obtain our floor area ratio so that when we start our site work, we can know exactly what the parameters are for our building.